Hey kid, do you like big crits?
You do? Well, do I have the frame for you? Frost has had one of the biggest glow-ups in Warframe history. He used to be the OG defense frame, right? Whenever you needed to defend something, it was just like, alright then, let's just plop down the snow globe and have a picnic. But then Limbo came out and everyone was just like, oh, this is kind of like Frost's snow globe, but it doesn't take damage and it can stun enemies that run into it. So I'm just gonna use that, thank you very much. This also wasn't helped by the addition of operative defense, which Limbo is also better at because he can just banish the operative. So Frost was left in a bit of an awkward state. He was a defense frame in a game that had a better defense frame. However, over the years, Frost has gotten little things here and there. They added the Icy Avalanche augment, the Biting Frost augment, they changed the way cold procs work, they changed the way Avalanche works, and the way Armor Strip works in general, and suddenly Frost has become a ridiculously good crit frame. I mean, I would even say that he's probably better than Harrow, because while Harrow is good at making things that don't usually crit, Frost takes things that already kind of crit and makes them crit a lot harder, like I will one-shot you in your face kind of crits. It's actually getting to a point where I'm getting a little bit worried that Frost might get nerfed here and there, because he is getting very strong. So let's talk about the new Frosty build that I've put together. For the aura, I like running Energy Siphon, but you can run any aura you want. I like Energy Siphon because it gives me more energy generation. We followed that up with Primed Continuity for a bunch of duration, mainly to balance out Transient Fortitude, which is combined with Umbral Intensify, and Power Drift for a ton of strength. We then run Stretch for a bit of extra range for our Avalanche, then we have Streamline combined with Boreal's Hatred for a bunch of efficiency, and we run two augments, Biting Frost, which increases our crit chance and crit damage against frozen enemies, as well as Icy Avalanche, which gives us and any nearby allies overguard for every enemy hit by Avalanche. And speaking of Avalanche, this ability has become one of the most stacked abilities in the entire game. It's not too expensive with our setup, 55 energy a pop, and it does solid damage at 3100 cold per cast. With our setup, it reaches up to 21.75 meters and it freezes enemies for 10.2 seconds. This is important for the extra crit from Biting Cold, but that's not all it does, because with our power strength, the Avalanche also strips away 100% of the enemy armor permanently, and it gives us 126 overguard per enemy hit up to a maximum of 31,500. This results in a downright disgusting display of destruction as we rip through helpless enemies that are frozen solid and have no armor with gigantic crits, all while continuously stacking overguard for ourselves and nearby allies with every cast. Like, honestly, the damage this setup can do is kind of dumb. It makes even mediocre weapons look overpowered as hell. It's just so good, and it's mostly thanks to the latest hotfix, because you could use this setup before. This setup was a thing prior to the latest hotfix, but it wasn't as strong because you had to invest more into defense. But now that we have stacking overguard from Icy Avalanche, you don't really have to invest into defense, as long as you cast Avalanche often enough to shield yourself with overguard. And before some sweat lord starts screeching in the comments going, well actually Mr. YouTuber, if you played the game you would know that overguard isn't effective against over 5,000 enemies, I would like to let you know that yes, I am fully aware that overguard isn't a very reliable form of defense at level cap, but I, like many other people, don't play at level cap, so it doesn't matter to us. Now if you got offended by what I just said, stop being rude to me in the comments and I'll stop making fun of you in my videos. I'm of course just joking, but there's always that one person that's incredibly rude and is talking down to everyone like he's better than everyone else. What was I talking about? Right, Frost. Now one thing you may have noticed with the build is that we are not running any arcanes, and we're also not running any Tau Fort shards. Now that's not because they're not good for us, but rather because this build doesn't need them. So you can use whatever arcanes and archon shards to buff whatever you want. Though one thing that I would kind of suggest is buffing the cast speed with archon shards a little bit, because Avalanche has quite a lengthy cast time. Outside of that though, just do whatever you want. So yeah, this is a setup that I would highly recommend because it's very strong and really fun to use. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I would like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, it is insane how many of you have been joining recently. I'm probably gonna have to remake this card because I didn't expect this many of you to join, so I didn't really leave enough space for all of you. If you'd like to become a channel member as well, by the way, you can check out the memberships and stuff down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.